All right, welcome everyone. Um, we've got about 17 people here today right now. We are delighted to have you as well. As you know, this whole journey started um, when you filled out your expression of interest for the Powering Up Local Consultants activity that we're doing at the moment. And what we did, there were quite a lot of applicants, 144 applicants. So having you here, you should already feel like you've succeeded just by simply being selected, because it was quite a process to go through all of those expressions of interest, and we were delighted to see how many local consultants were interested in being a part of this process. I'm going to do a couple of housekeeping things, and then Kristen, I'm going to ask you to introduce yourself and tell people what ProWash Scale is before I kind of go on to what we're planning to do today. So some of the housekeeping issues. If you want to use them, I encourage people to use captions, which you can find the 3 buttons at the bottom or under more. That can be very helpful if English is your second language, or if you're having trouble understanding one of the other participants. Just seeing the words as well as hearing them can be really helpful. So I encourage you to use that. I'll go through the agenda in just a minute. But first, I wanted to ask Kristen Lambert to just tell us about ProWash Scale, which is the program under which this activity is kind of happening, and what the platform does and everything. Go ahead, Kristen.
Thanks so much, Karri, and hello, everyone. It's great to see such a great group on this call today. We're really excited to be kicking off this learning group. I'm Kristen Lambert, and I'm one of the technical directors for the ProWash and Scale Award. I oversee our work related to agriculture, natural resource management, markets, and livelihoods. So ProWash and Scale, in a nutshell, is funded by the USAID Bureau for Humanitarian Assistance, or BHA. We're a 4-year learning and capacity strengthening award that's really focused on providing opportunities for BHA-funded food security programs and others working in that space to learn from one another, to document their lessons, to do research. We provide training and capacity strengthening opportunities. And we found it particularly valuable to create spaces like this, where local experts, where peers working on some of these common challenges have a space to connect and to learn with one another. So we have plenty more information. We've got a newsletter that I'm sure will be circulating in our website. But in brief, that's kind of who we are and what we're about. Thanks so much, Karri.
Yep, thanks, Kristen. Thanks, Kristen. And as Kristen said, as a learning platform and as a learning project, what ProWash Scale really wanted to do was recognize that there is so much knowledge and information in our local experts, but for a lot of different reasons, local experts aren't always able to connect up with the people who would quite happily hire them. And sometimes there are barriers to really being involved in the way that everyone wants to. So the kind of premise behind this was to help us build a wider set of resources and opportunities to strengthen local experts, local organizations. We wanted to do this as 6 to 8 kind of learning sessions, collaborative learning sessions. And make sure you have your And we get everybody to mute if you are not already muted. Thanks. Where was I? We wanted to create this opportunity for local consultants to hear more about what the challenges are, and for us to hear what those challenges are and help them get addressed. So it's all about building a bit of capacity on both sides, I would say, and linking up local experts with those who are very much interested in hiring them. Today, we also have with us Karina Sharp and Daniel Adero from the Pro Wash side of the project. You can see Karina there, and Daniel is there, but there we go. There's Daniel. Those guys are going to be helping you. If you have any technical issues, just pop a question in the chat box. The whole point of this is to be very collaborative. So we really want to see you using all the resources that we have. And we're going to go around and introduce ourselves now so that we can see everybody who's here and get to know each other. Because what today is all about is making sure that the sessions that we plan starting in 2024, so starting in January, that they are focused on things that you actually want to learn. There's no point in us running sessions that aren't interesting for you. So today is about collaboration and understanding what your priorities are. All right, let's go ahead. And so we're going to go around the room, and essentially I want everybody to raise your hand and we'll lower them as we go around the room. So show me that you can raise your hand, and I will show me that I can raise my hand. There we go. I've raised my hand. There we go. Kristen's got her hand up. And as we go around the room, all I want you to do is say your name, the location that you're based in, and one thing that you are hoping to learn or experience through the process of doing this. So it goes like this. My name is Karri Byrne. I am coming to you from Scotland today. And one of the things that I am hoping to learn about is I'm hoping to learn who some of the local experts are that I should be collaborating with more closely. I'm an independent consultant myself, and I have partnered with local consultants and would love to do it in the future. So I want to get to know all of you. So that's me, and I am going to hand over. I'm going to start out with handing over to Ramna. Did I get your name right, Ramna? So make sure you have your microphone on because we can't hear you. And thank you for turning your video on too. I'd like to encourage everyone.
Yes, just so that
well
you know.
done.
Yes, so my name is Rahma Bikar and I'm joining you from Nairobi, Kenya. And the thing I'm really looking forward to learn is majorly more about qualitative analysis, research, and more specifically something related with the developmental evaluation and this more very qualitative aspect of research. Thank you.
Great, thank you. So Ramna, lower your hand and call on someone else, please. Ramna, I will help you out, and you are going to call on.
Yeah, Mohammed, please, Mohammed Diko.
Okay, great, perfect.
Okay, morning to everybody. I can put my video, please.
Yes, you just need to click the little video camera at the bottom, and you should be able to show your. There you go.
No, I know.
Welcome.
What I can do. So every morning to every morning, I'm a French speaker, but I try my best to speak in English. And the first the caption show isn't work for me. I write it in the chat, but I try it, but it can working by now. So I'm specialist in planning, monitoring, and evaluation. I have more than 12 years experience in with international Joe and national Joe. And in this topic, I want to I need something to improve myself on consulting area. So how I can better response of to respond the theory of assessment or how do the best sampling or data analysis or the various project or thematic and fix adequate or appropriate budgets to mission of assessment. But this is some topic when where I want to improve myself, and I hope we can get a more team working and more experience, shared experience in this event.
Great, thank you. And who are you going to call on?
It's about me. I don't understand the question.
Who are you going to call on?
To speak, I can go with Lopez Carlo Fernando.
All right.
Yeah.
Hi,
Thanks.
everyone.
Together.
Thank you. My name is Carlos Fernando. I am from Nicaragua, Central America. We recently have the new Miss Universe, so we talk a lot about the last weeks about Miss Universe. So I am sociologist working on the Central American region. I think I am the only one from that part of the world, which is good.
Possibly, yeah.
Which is very good for me. I have been working in the development sector since, I don't know, more than 15 years. And I'm here to collaborate with all of you guys and trying to put on the table my expertise working with governmental entities. I think that as a big actor, and most of the time as the one that is not involved in all this process when we talk about market system. So, and because this situation changed to context, I want to learn from you guys how to handle this situation in particular. So I'm very excited to be part of this group, and nice to meet you guys. So I'm called Lydia Samuel.
Thank you very much, Lopez. Hi everyone, it's very good to see you all virtually and happy to be selected for this session. Unfortunately,
Yeah, are
I
you
cannot.
able to put your camera on just for a minute so we can see you?
Unfortunately, due to the internet issue that I'm having now.
Okay, no worries.
Yeah, later on I can try.
Go ahead. I didn't
Okay.
mean to interrupt.
Thank you. So this is Lydia, native Ethiopian with a background of agricultural economics and with the work experience quite related with international NGOs and consultancy. And currently I'm a PhD candidate at Ghent University, Belgium. So I'm looking forward to learning a lot from this session to be better and competent for the working environment regarding the food security and nutrition related areas and the market system development and the agricultural value chain. So I'm now giving the floor for Abu Bakr, maybe. Thank you.
Great, thanks, Lydia. And who would you like to call on?
Abubakar. Yeah.
Hey, Abubakar, welcome.
Thank you so much, Lydia. And then thank you so much, Karri. Good afternoon, everyone. Afternoon from this side of the world. Abubakar, let me know if you get to hear me because I'm kind of having also an internet.
We can hear you, but we
because I
can't see
traveled to
you.
another place. Can you hear me well?
We can hear you, but we can't see you.
Because of the internet. Oh, now you can
There
see
we
me.
go. Yep.
I'm speaking from my guest house room, so I traveled to somewhere else, but I'm trying to join the call. Thank you so much, Karri, again. Once again meeting you. My name is Abubakar Nuraden. I'm a Kenyan national, at the same time a Somali. By design, by default, a Somali and a national also. But then currently I'm in Somalia. I work for World Vision International as a project manager, leading livelihood program or food security and livelihood program. My expectation today being here is that Somalia, maybe for those of us who know Somalia is a country, it's a fragile context, a country that has been affected by a lot of okay, it's a country that's already in crisis, currently facing crisis, security, climate change, and those stuff. But then this country, there have been a lot of international humanitarian agencies that were trying to support the community, but then things have not been easy for those organizations, including the one that I'm working for. They have been trying to provide a lot of support, but then they have not been, they have not been as productive as has been expected. But then I'm expecting to understand what it means to build a resilient community in a fragile context like Somalia, especially when we design programs that are market-based programs in a country like Somalia, what it means, and maybe I'm trying to learn a lot from everybody from the experience. Thank you so much, and nice to meet you.
Abubakar.
Then I want to call out to Karam Hili to take over from me. Thank you.
Great, thank you.
Okay, hello everyone. I'm walking right now in the street. I just went out to collect some papers, and I will be at home like in 10 minutes. So I am from Syria. Right now in Netherlands, traveling between Syria and Netherlands. My background, I start my work with like a UNDP in development and microfinance and socioeconomy since 2009. We worked for a few years, and then I decided to work with the local people. So right now I'm leading local NGO in Syria, focusing on building the resilience of local community and building a grassroots model for socioeconomic model like for microfinance based on revolving funds and local market studies, how to empower youth and women to reach decent work opportunities. And it's kind of like pro-poor economy that we are trying to do in conflict area like Syria. So this is in short what I'm doing, and it's built on like a social network and social capital, and how to mobilize the resources of the community to mobilize local economy. Yeah, so this is in short what I'm doing in Syria.
Thanks, Karam. And who would you like to call on?
Maybe Chaiwa. Or
Chaiwa?
I think, yeah, sorry if I read it wrong. Yeah.
Okay, that's perfectly fine. Let me just find the right lighting. Not quite. I don't think this room is doing so well for me.
There
okay,
you go.
Much better.
There you go.
Great. So my name's Chaiwe Shaoko Sanerse, and I'm joining in from Zambia, Lusaka, which is the capital. I am a consultant, and I founded a consulting stroke social enterprise firm some 2.5 years ago called Cardiff Capacity Development. And it was set up to fill the gap from a local point of view, from an organizational point of view. We do not have a lot of consulting firms in Zambia that are driving local capacities to be able to respond from an expert point of view. So Cardiff is aimed at doing that, supporting local players, international organizations, government, and the like, to implement projects using the professional experts that we have. The focal areas that we look at are water and sanitation, climate change, agribusiness, and these are areas that are key social sectors in Zambia that really need this type of support. And so we're deliberate in doing that, but we also cross-cut issues such as gender and youth participation. So I'm excited to be here because, you know, it's a small, rather a young firm. We're barely 3 years old, approaching 3 years old, and it's a big market out there. We're competing against some of the biggest consulting firms in the country that are not local, of course. And so we need to really position ourselves. And so I believe I can learn a lot from this platform and understand how to really catch these relevant assignments. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Chaiwe. Who would you want to call on?
Right, let me see who has their hand still up. Brahim?
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I think he did introduce himself. Okay, let's go with Marie Teresa Ndiaye.
Hi, Marie Therese.
Good morning, good afternoon, everyone. Can you hear me?
We can.
Yeah, okay. Very glad to be here. My name is Marie-Thérèse Ndiaye. I am from Senegal and currently based in Canada. I have been working for BHA West Africa for 6 years as a regional humanitarian advisor. Very involved on the resilience food security activity in the Sahel and managing BHA award in the West African coastal area. So through this training, I'm looking ways that I can re-engage with BHA program through consultancy. This is very new, it's a new word for me. And I'm open for learning to see what are the best strategies to do that.
Great.
Very pleased to be here. Thank you.
Great. And who would you like to call on?
Oh, sorry. Shem? Could you go ahead?
Yeah, thank you, Marie. I hope you can hear me.
We can.
Great. Thank you, Marie. Hi, Karri. Pleasure to be here too. So my name is Shem Mecheo. I work for EcoSpru, Kenya, based in Nairobi. Based in Nairobi, Kenya. Though I'm currently out in the field in Pemba, not far away from the Kenyan border, certainly. And my background is value chain studies and analysis, and also in market systems development interventions. So I think I'm excited to be here, largely to build, a network around, expertise around those areas, and also, to build my skills, in collaborating, partnering, and developing, working together a framework with, can I say, partners like-minded organizations from various parts of the world. Thank you. I don't know who to choose. Let me check. Who's got? Karri, will you mind help me?
I will pick somebody who hasn't put their hand up but has not introduced themselves yet.
Thank you.
If you have not introduced yourself, you should have your Zoom hand up. But I'm going to pick on Ken because I noticed that he didn't have his hand up, but he also hasn't introduced himself yet. So go ahead, Ken.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Ken Odako Dumbe. I am a Kenyan. I'm based in Nairobi. I'm a father of 2 boys, and I'm happy to join everyone in this meeting. And in terms of my professional experience, I have had around.
Sorry to interrupt you, Ken. I am going to ask everybody to kind of keep it short. We're trying to talk about what we want to get out of this. I don't mind if you use 1 sentence on what you're doing. We all want to, we actually want to know who you are, but do try to keep it to as short as you can, because I think we could sit and talk to each other all day long, I imagine.
That's fine. Right. I'm a management consultant with 17 years experience working with the development and humanitarian organizations. Most of my work has involved country programs in Africa. What I need to understand more, and this is what I'm hoping the session will be able to assist me to understand, is to understand USAID regulations and compliance. I'll also begin to learn more around proposal writing and bid preparation in compliance with USAID regulations. Things like project management and implementation skills, I think would be nice to understand where if I already do have knowledge in this, but if there are particular areas that are very keen, specific to USAID. So issues around compliance with their management systems and audit preparedness.
Oh, I just see this.
The other thing.
Okay.
Then also,
if you're not, Sham,
please somebody mute.
Please.
The other thing I want to understand is sector-specific expertise. My skills are more generalized, like program management, evaluations, reviews. But to understand specific sectors like natural resource management, WASH will be something that I'll be keen to get into. I also noticed some of.
Thanks. That gives us a good overview. Let's go ahead. Who would you like to call on?
Zakaria.
Zakaria. So your name, where you're based, and one thing that you hope to learn from this process that we're doing, this group. Go ahead,
Thank you so much, Ken, for picking me up. And hi, Karri and everyone. This is Zakaria Muhammad Abdelnafa. I'm based in Iraq, and my previous experience is in humanitarian / recovery. So what I want actually from this program is I am actually craving for learning more about any tools or technologies that are used for data analysis. And definitely I would like to invest in networking and learning more about what is the other side of the responses, not just the humanitarian and recovery. What about the development? Like, for example, market system development, which I know that Mercy Corps is very well known of. So thank you so much, everyone, and pleasure to meet you.
And who are you going to call on?
I think Solomon didn't participate so far, if I'm not wrong.
Go ahead, Solomon.
Yes. Okay.
So just give us your name, where you're coming from, and one thing that you'd like to learn in this group.
You listen me? Yes?
Yes.
Okay. You listen me? Yes?
Yes, we hear you.
Yeah. Thank you very much, everybody. This is Solomon Zagaye from Ethiopia, based in Addis Ababa, with background of agricultural economics and economics, extensively engaged on rural financial service like microinsurance, credit, and saving. What I expect from this forum is to gain information on like food security issues, financial inclusion, climate resilience, WASH, etc. Yeah, thank you very much.
Great. And Solomon, who are you calling on?
I didn't see because I'm connecting with mobile. Wait me, let me select.
So let me call on someone for you. Hussam Halame.
Okay.
Thanks, Solomon.
Okay, thank you.
Hussam Halame.
Hello, this is Hussam. I'm sorry for being late. I previously apologized from this meeting, but I'm very lucky to have the time to meet with you today.
Great. We're happy to have you. Tell us where you're calling from.
I'm calling you from Turkey. I'm working in Northwest Syria response, and I have years of experience in many clusters, including education, protection, economic recovery and livelihoods, food security, emergency response, and shelter. But my main major is economic recovery. I also studied business administration and mainly worked in value chain approach in Northwest Syria, which include the value chain of wheat, of livestock, and of olive, in addition also to the small businesses.
Great, great. Who would you like to call on to be introduced?
I will call Daniel Adiro, if he didn't introduce his or herself before.
Daniel, go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Daniel Adero, Knowledge Management Communications Advisor for Save the Children. I'm based out of Nairobi, Kenya. And in this meeting, I'm looking forward to learning from you all and working together to see how we can maneuver some of the challenges that we experience in our day-to-day duties. So pleasure to be here. And I call upon Rachel Ajambo. Rachel?
Go ahead, Rachel.
Is it? Yes, Rachel.
Yes, I guess I'm clear or something like this.
Yeah.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Rachel Ajambo. I work and live in Uganda. I work for an NGO, and my background is agribusiness. I work on market linkages. My interest for this training is I would like one to be paired or to be mentored to create a consultancy firm. But I would also like to learn more about USAID proposal writing. It's never really straightforward from my experience. Thank you.
Great. And Rachel,
who can I choose next? Who still has their hand up?
lots of people have their hands up, and we also have a few that don't. But
Vanessa. Let me choose Vanessa
Go
Y.
ahead, Vanessa.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rachel.
Hello, everyone.
Vanessa, we're struggling to hear you. Right. There we go. We can see you now.
Okay. I hope you can hear me.
Yes.
My name is Vanessa Yakam, and I'm joining you all from Cameroon. I work for a nonprofit as a livelihoods officer, and what I would like to learn from this session is
Yep, we're still having some connection issues.
and nutrition analysis.
Vanessa, I'm going to ask you to go ahead and repeat that, but put it in the chat. And I'm going to go on to the next person. We're running a little over time, so we need to kind of clip along. Mohammed Mahrusa, apologies. You'll teach me how to say your name correctly, but I think you don't have your hand up, but you haven't introduced yourself yet. So Mohammed, do you want to go ahead? Ah. Mohammed? Is it me who's lost?
Nope, you're all good, Karri. We're just
Okay. I got worried there
Yeah.
for a second. Thank you. No one was
so
saying anything. Okay.
maybe we go on to someone else.
Yeah, Minalek, would you like to go ahead? Minalek? Karina, do we still have you?
You have me. He just turned on his camera.
Okay. Hey, there's Minalek.
Oh, but we don't hear you yet. I see that you're speaking, but we don't hear you. Nope, not yet.
Minalek, maybe we can have you. Yeah, perfect. Great. Jewer Druski. Again, you can teach me how to say it correctly.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, welcome.
So I'm going back to home. I'm so glad I'm joining you from the Kurdistan region of Iraq, based in Erbil.
Welcome.
Yep. Thank you so much. My background experience is mostly cash-based intervention and social inclusion and reintegration. I am here.
Go ahead.
I am here to learn. Sorry.
Go ahead, Jewer.
Yeah, I'm here to learn more about the development of the partnership and improvement of the capacity building, and to learn more about the how to write the proposal writing and the budgeting, data collecting, data managing general. So to improve my personal experience in the required in that field. Thank you.
Great. Thanks, Jewer. I'm going to skip ahead to Grace. I don't think Grace has her hand up, but I think she also hasn't introduced herself. We'll go to Grace next. Maybe Grace is having connection troubles too. Samuel, do you want to jump in and go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hi everyone.
Ah, there's Grace. Go,
I don't know
Grace,
if you can
and then
see
we'll
me.
go to Samuel.
I'm not so sure you can see me.
We cannot see
Unfortunately.
you, but we can hear you, so go ahead.
Sorry, I'm on transit and network is a bit poor, but next time I'll put on my video on. I'm a water and sanitation consultant based off Nairobi. I have a consulting company that works with development partners, water institutions, and mostly also national government institutions. So I am here and looking forward to learning more about the USAID proposal writing, as I've not engaged with USAID in the past. Yeah, so looking forward, and next time I'll put on my video. Thank you.
Great, thank you. Samuel, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. I am Samuel. I'm an independent consultant. I've been working in job creation, climate change, and market systems development. Yeah, I really want to kind of grow my network. I want to learn from everyone. It's already a plus right now since we're meeting everyone here. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Samuel. Ahmed Nasir, go ahead.
Thank you, everyone. Yeah, I am Ahmed Nasir Haji from Somalia. I live and work in Somalia, and I am a researcher and a livelihood and monitoring and evaluation expert. In this platform, I would like to gain something about networking and proposal writing, and then the proper way of data analysis and how to conduct a data analysis. Thank you very much, everyone. That's all. Over to you.
Thank you. Thank you. Brahim Ali, go ahead.
So good afternoon, everybody. This is Brahim Ali Abakar. I'm Chadian and I'm calling from Nairobi, Kenya. And for the last 10 years, I worked as monitoring and evaluation for several organizations around Africa and Haiti as well. And since early this year, I moved shift as the independent consultants, and that's why I'm in Nairobi for the purpose, and I'm looking forward to learn more about rule, regulars, and compliance of USAID in order to be able to hope for partnership. Why not? Yeah. Thank you so much.
Great. Thank you, Ibrahim. Mujib, go ahead.
Thank you so much. I'm Mujib from Sana'a in Yemen. I'm so sorry to not be able to open my cam due to the internet connectivity. So my background, I work as a consultant for international organizations and national organizations for the monitoring and evaluation, implementation of the projects, also for writing the project proposals. I work in a very hard humanitarian context, as you know, in Yemen. I'm very happy to be with you, and thank you so much, Karri, for giving us this opportunity to be part of this grateful platform. Thank you so much.
Thanks, everyone. And Corina, I think you're the last, but if you're not the last, then you'll let me know, yeah? And Kristen already introduced herself, so we're not gonna to go back to her again. Apologies, Kristen. Corina, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. My name is Karina Sharp. I'm based in Washington, D.C., and I am a knowledge management and communications professional. And so I will be on this journey with you all, helping out and hopefully making these sessions as engaging and as useful as possible. Nice to meet you all.
Great. And did we miss anyone? If you didn't get a chance to introduce yourself, particularly if it didn't happen because of technology, will you make sure to put something in the chat? I like to see a lively chat, so feel free to engage there as well. Maybe then we will go to the slides. I've got 5 quick slides, and then we're going to go into breakout rooms, but I'm going to go super fast because we took a bit longer with the introductions. I think it was important for us to meet each other, but we took a little bit longer than we had anticipated. So what happens next is that we're going into these breakout sessions. Before that, I want to really just talk for a second about what you can expect out of this so that everybody's understanding is aligned. And so, yeah, thank you, Karina. So what you can expect from this program, and many of you have already talked about this, actually, I'm going to take one step back. We got your EOIs, but that wasn't the only way that we shaped what we are talking about doing in the next 6 to 8 sessions. So the way we expect this to work is we'll have approximately 6 to 8 sessions, about an hour and a half, like this session is. And we want to be talking about the things that you want to learn about. We're going to get invited speakers. But we also, in addition to looking at what you want to learn about, we also talked to successful independent consultants, local experts, people who hire consultants a lot. And we said, you know, what are the barriers for people? So what we have pulled together so far is based on not only what you told us, but what people who hire you or might hire you have also told us, what other successful local consultants have told us is important. And so the next 5 slides, I'm going to dig into expectations, but also a little bit of we're going to go into the breakout session and talk about what the challenges are for us. And once our minds are all kind of full of what's important to talk about, then we're going to do the feedback. So we really, really need you engaged for that part where you vote on what it is that these 6 to 8 sessions over the next 6 months, what do they hold? Who do you want to talk to? What kind of networking and what kind of panelists do you want to see, or people should we invite? This is a co-creation session, so it's really important that we engage. So let's go to the next slide, Karina. So what you can expect from this program is that we can link you to technical and program resources, particularly related to markets and livelihoods. That is really, you know, what scale ProWash Scale does. So we absolutely can help you find the resources that are useful to you, and help you find things that you can't find but feel like you need. We can help increase your understanding of USAID rules and regulations, but there are a lot of them, and there's no way we'll cover all of them. So I think our goal on that one needs to be something more like helping you find where to find those resources, because there's going to be some assignment somewhere down the road that you'll want to go back and read them. You don't need to have all of them in your head. You need to know where to find them when you need them. But we will increase your understanding of where to find them and how to interpret what you read, those kinds of things. We've already started on this a little bit, but the next point is improving your networking skills and helping you, most importantly, extend that network, so that you can find the work that you're interested in doing, find those people who would be interested in hiring you. And we can provide, you know, tips and support, particularly for the people who are setting up a small consulting firm, working as independent consultants, that kind of thing. How do you manage your time? How do you know how long a project should take? How do you set your daily rate? All of those kinds of admin and self-management issues, that we can talk about those as well. So Karina, next slide. What we cannot do, this is not we will not hire you. We are not the people who hire. We will help you network to find them, but we don't have jobs in our back pocket. Just because of resources, we can't directly individually mentor anyone. It's just because there isn't time. It's not because that we don't want to help, but because you know that, please use your colleagues that are in this meeting and ask them questions, because you've already heard people have very different sets of experiences. If you're facing a challenge, probably somebody else in this group has either faced it or is grappling with it right now. So it's more of a group setting of mentoring rather than an individual setting. We are providing knowledge related to markets and livelihoods, but there's lots of technical sectors that we can't touch, like WASH, like IT. Some of you already have some of that experience, but we're really focusing on markets and livelihoods. And the last one, I think this is the most important one. We cannot directly download the information into your brain, so you have to do the work. It's really important that you engage and do the hard work that you need to learn the things that you want to learn, to meet the people that you want to meet, and to really make the most out of this opportunity. So that's what we can and what we can't do. Next slide, Karina. So from your EOI responses, your expression of interest responses, these are the things that we heard you say, and we've started taking steps on that. But there's a lot in what you asked for, and that's why we decided to do a co-creation prioritization piece today. So we know that you want to hear about USAID rules and regulations, get better at writing proposals and developing bids. You wanted to learn more about market systems development and the tools and the methodologies that can be used for that. More on kind of general program design. How do you plan for these things? Those kinds of issues. We heard that quite a few of you are interested in monitoring and evaluation for livelihoods and market programs. And it is a bit different than some other kinds of monitoring and evaluation. We know that you are interested in networking and improving your kind of profiles and your communication skills. And then that last point there is similar to one I've already said, the management of the sort of day-to-day business of being a consultant. How do I keep track of my time? Is there an easy way to do invoices? All of that sort of boring stuff that takes up a bunch of time, but you have to give attention to, otherwise it can be really hard to get future jobs if you're not good at the admin side. So it's important to touch on that too. Karina, next, perfect. When we talked to people who regularly hire local experts or are frustrated that they can't find the kind of people that they want to hire, this slide is the kind of things that they told us. So they said, we struggle with people over-promising, either with regards to their time or their quality. For me, that's probably related to that management admin piece. We want people who are able to write donor-ready documents. That might be about writing skills, but it might be about listening, or it might be about knowing donor regulations. Understanding the right level of formality, it's a hard one because across different cultures, it's different. So we'll talk about that a little bit as well. Strong qualitative analysis skills. That's a tricky one because it takes a long time to learn those. But what we'll try to do is help you find some resources and tools and maybe tips that others have used when we break into groups of how people do their analysis. Like, what process do you use to analyze different kinds of things? Being able to understand what's important is partly about listening, and it's partly about knowing your client and knowing the tools of market systems. And then the last point is that most people who said they were struggling to find good local consultants said that they got their consultants through referrals. So it's back to, how do we make ourselves as consultants more visible? How do we make sure that a LinkedIn profile says things that make people reach out to you? So we'll get into that a little bit too, or I'm recommending that we get into it, because what's coming next soon, a few more slides, is you starting to think through, what is it that is most important to me as a consultant? This slide, I wanted to put up just because as a consultant myself, I found it really interesting to think about the different kinds of consulting that I do. And it's good to reflect for yourself on, where am I really strong as a consultant, and where am I maybe less value? For myself personally, when I get asked to do heavy quantitative work, numbers, and sort of traditional surveys, I always tell my client, you probably want to partner me with somebody on the team. What I'm really good at is the qualitative stuff. The quantitative stuff, I can do it, I'm okay, but I'm better at the qualitative. And so then I get partnered internally with somebody who has the skills, or, it's different on every project. But I thought it was useful to just think about, are you a consultant who is an expert? You're being hired because you know something that the client doesn't have that information. And I would say, as local consultants, almost always that is a piece of it. Your local expertise is part of why people are hiring you. But there may be other pieces as well, right? So that the neutral facilitator, I would say this is more like, it's more like when you're doing a midterm evaluation and they need somebody who is quite neutral, still maybe has some of that, that has facilitation skills to try and get the team to understand what they need to learn, but you're staying in a very unbiased place. Sometimes that is our job as a consultant. Whereas the facilitative consultant is more where you're combining your expertise with co-creation of the team. And so you're bringing things. I personally looked at this and I thought, what I liked best about the graphic was this idea of thinking through, when do I need to be asking a lot of questions? You can see that on the up and down axis. And when am I more in a place of telling? Like, I've done a market assessment and I'm telling them what we learned in that market assessment. We don't very often sit in that observer space unless it's combined with other tasks, right? Because the observer is low asking and low telling. It's kind of, they don't need the consultant for that. They probably have people on their team that do plenty of observing. But I wanted to give you this to warm up your brain a little bit of, who am I as a consultant? Next slide, Karina. And then the last idea I wanted to introduce before we go into breakout rooms is the idea of that trust is probably the most important thing that we have as a consultant. And trust is really a function of both our individual character. Do we do what we say we're going to do when we say we're going to do it? Do we have integrity? And also our competence. So, whereas character is really about how you present your values and how are you being hardworking, or these qualities that we always bring to our work, anyone brings to their work. Competence is much more thinking about what your skills are, what your capacities are, as well as what how you've used them and what results you got out of it. So this is a quote here by Stephen Covey, and I find his stuff really, really helpful in the work that I do. And I personally like that idea of understanding I'm going to get more work if people trust me, but really breaking down what is it that makes them trust me. And I find that idea of integrity, the intent of what I'm trying to help them do, my own skills and capacities, and then how I use those skills to generate results. You know, do I turn in my stuff on time kind of thing? That's really where the trust is built. So I think those 2 slides were just intended to warm you up. We won't have quite as much time as I had hoped for the breakout rooms. We're going to just take 10 minutes instead of 15. That should give you each just 2 minutes to talk about what your biggest challenge is, not content-wise, but as a consultant, being a consultant, what are your challenges? So Karina is going to put you into breakout rooms just for 10 minutes because we're running out of time. And talk with the group. You're going to facilitate yourselves because you're accomplished consultants. You don't need a facilitator. And share with each other what my greatest challenge is. So Karina, whenever you're ready, we'll just put everyone in to breakout rooms. Yeah. So for those who are already back, we don't have time to share out quite the way we had planned. So if you want to share any of the challenges that you face, go ahead and put that in the chat. Hopefully you had, I think everyone's back now, Karina?
Yep.
Okay. Hopefully you had a chance to talk to others about what they're facing and how that is, how similar that is to you, what that's like in comparison to your own experience. If you want to share something you heard or something you learned or something, and I mean learned about yourself as you were listening, go ahead and put that into the chat. I think it's helpful for people to understand that that, you know, many of us face the same kinds of challenges. So what we had hoped to do now was have a little bit of feedback. The whole purpose of my last 2 slides and that breakout session were to get right in the front of your brain, what is it that I want to prioritize that we learn and talk about in these 6 to 8 sessions? Okay, so now we're down to the wire of like, what is important to me? What should we be talking about? I've pulled out some of the things that we've talked about, and you can see them there on the list. So Rachel's got a suggestion about glass ceilings. And Rachel, for example, you made a comment about how there seems to be a glass ceiling. What does that mean in terms of what you want to learn about? Like, is it about how to network differently or how to find different kinds of opportunities? Try to think about how to do that. And share that in the chat, but we want to have you add to the board that is in front of you. Oh, that Karina has just turned off. Karina.
One second.
Karina, do you want to explain exactly how people add, or maybe I can explain it. You may have seen that there was a QR code there. You should be able to take your phone and capture the QR code just by you open up your photos, you open up your camera and you focus it on the QR code, that square there on the left. A link will come up and you click the link on your phone and it'll take you to a website where you can enter your own ideas about what you want to learn.
All right, I see we've got several people in. Great. If your phone does not have the ability to scan QR codes, you can also type the URL, the ahaslides.com/U32J0 into your browser, and it will also take you there.
So that web address right at the top or underneath the square, if you type that into your phone, it'll take you straight there.
And maybe Daniel, if you can post that link into the chat for people too.
Please, I have a question.
Sure, go ahead.
Can we will write one skills and submit it, or we can write all the needed and submit once?
You can.
So what you enter in that box should be something that can be voted on. So if you put a lot of separate things, it might be harder to vote on all of them. And you might think about grouping them in a way, like maybe just as an example, have one thing that says more hard skills like blah blah blah, and then you hit enter. And you can do a second one that says more soft skills like blah blah blah, if that's what your idea is.
Thanks.
Does that help?
If you have a number by box,
can I contribute to that? I think what I've seen, because I've tried to vote, is you can actually vote on each of these items, just one vote for each item, and you press submit. And then if you want to choose another one, you can choose it again and press submit. So you don't lump all of them at once. You choose one and write it the way it is as per what is on the slide, and just submit one at a time. So I think, and maybe the guidance will be, what's the most one can vote on? Like, do we vote for 3, 4, or what if somebody just chooses all of them? So maybe you might need to guide us and say the most you can choose is probably the top 3, and then
5. I'll let you have 5. I'll let you have 5 because we have 6 sessions.
All right,
yes,
thank you.
And I've made the limit 5. But the first step is to put your idea. And as soon as everyone has finished putting their ideas in, then I will move us all to voting.
Right.
Okay, so first put your ideas in. Raise your hand if you're having trouble using getting onto the AHA Slides site. I don't yet see that anybody's added anything. So another thing that we're
I have
now,
also posted the link. The link is on the chat.
I have problem. I have problem.
Okay.
Those who want the web link, it's on the chat.
Shem, you have your hand raised.
Yeah, sorry, I was asking for the posting, so it's done. Thank you.
Okay. Because one of the things that we're testing here is how comfortable this group is with this type of slide, this type of interaction. If it's really hard for people, then we will not do it. On the other hand, we're consultants and we have to do a lot of things online. So maybe it's good for everyone here to learn how to do a new way of working. Right?
Right.
I can see that Samuel has added one. How's everybody else doing? I'm not seeing a lot of new things there. So
Sorry. I was missed in the middle. What was the issue and what is required to put?
All right. So you should be telling us what you want to learn most. If you look at the slide, you see the title, and I want you to go to that website and enter in text form what you want to learn. Does that make sense? Okay, so Karam has added to, Marie-Therese has added, Brahim has added. Can you maybe refresh?
Milik is added also.
And Milik
Milik is
is added also. I can see lots of people adding now, but I'm not seeing them on there. So Karina or Daniel, can you help us figure out?
I did add mine. I don't know whether they reflected. This is Ken.
Yep, hi Ken.
I added 5 of them.
Yeah.
There we go.
And how do we see the ones that are more than 9?
So we have, oh boy, we have 52 ideas and we have 14 folks on. So I think we can move on to voting now if.
Yes, I think we can move on to voting. I imagine that there might be some overlaps.
Okay.
Sure.
All right.
I have
So
to.
Karina, walk us through how we vote on this one.
All right, so you should now see the list of ideas and tap the thumbs up icon on the ones that you want to learn most about. And you can vote, you can pick up to 5.
Okay. Yes. I had to refresh my phone in order to get for it to look, well, you can't see that, can you? But like a nice long list of things that are important. And now I get to vote on 5. Is that right?
That's correct. And I'm seeing we're already getting some voting submissions up here, which is great.
All right. All right.
If you change your mind, you can just unclick the thumbs up. If you've reached your 5, but you change your mind on one of them, you can unclick and then select a different one if you'd like.
Okay. But we need more than 5.
Yes, I know, but you have to, this is a prioritizing opportunity. So you get to pick the 5 most important.
Oh, I have.
All is important here.
Yep.
Wow.
All right. Can't remember how many I voted on. Will it just make me stop when I
reach your limit?
It tells you right at the top, doesn't it? It says that I've already voted on 5. Okay. All right, raise your hand for me if you have voted. And so I can see that everybody has done what they need to do. Carlos is raising both his hands. Great. So I need Marie-Therese, Vanessa, Hussam, Samuel, Shem, Mujib, Solomon, Minelik, Abu Bakr, Ahmed Nasir, and Jawer. I need you all to tell me if you have voted. And I realize that we are over time now, so I do apologize for that.
Yeah, I voted.
All right.
Me
Make sure
too. I
you
also voted.
raise your hand
But
on
monitoring and
Zoom.
evaluation is not in the list.
It is. Well, data gathering is, because I'm looking at it straight away. And also that's why we started out with adding some things.
All right, is it time to view the results?
I'm just going to check one more time. Samuel, have you voted? Marie-Therese, have you voted? Samuel has raised his hand. Marie-Therese, have you voted?
Yes, I did.
Okay, raise your hand. Mujib, have you voted? Mujib? All right. Solomon, have you voted?
I'm sorry, this
Yes,
is
voted.
Mohammed. I didn't hear you. What is it about me? What shall I do?
Have you gone on to the slides to vote?
I am going now. I did not vote yet, but I'm
Okay,
voting
we're
now.
closing the voting in 60 seconds. So I need you to go and vote. Solomon, have you voted?
Yes, voted, but I couldn't access the slide. I said yes.
Did you do that on your phone? How did you say yes?
Yes, I see the slide on the other side, but I couldn't touch the button.
Okay, did you use
Yeah,
your
I see the slide.
Did you use your phone to go
Yeah,
to
I'm using my mobile.
the
Yeah,
link?
that's why.
So just to be
Me too.
clear,
I couldn't make voting, but I can write
Wait,
the
okay.
chat if you want.
okay, Mujib and Solomon and anybody who hasn't voted, I need you to listen now. At the top of the slide, there is a link to go to. The link says ahaslides.com/U32J0. Do you see that link? Do you see that link?
Yes, I see the link.
Okay,
Yes,
I need
the
you to
link
go
in
there.
the left side, right?
And it will take you to the voting.
Wait, okay. I'm writing.
Okay. Ahmed Nasir, have you voted?
Yeah, and I don't vote it, and I had a network problem. Please,
Okay.
and I don't see the link here.
The link
Okay,
is
the link is on the screen, and there's also a QR code on the screen that will, if you put your camera on it, it will take you there. It will take you to the link.
There's also a link in the chat.
There's also a link in the chat. Jawar, did you vote?
May you repost it in the chat, please?
Yes, I did.
Excellent. It is posted in the chat 2 times.
I don't see it now because I quitted because of the network problem.
Okay, that's weird because it should still be there, even though
Daniel, could you post it in the chat one more time, please?
I'm just doing it again. This is your last chance for voting. Closing now. Thank you for correcting me, Rama. It's important that we get names right.
All right, is it time to show the results?
I think it's time to show the results because I know we're running late. So this is what you voted for. Writing for proposals, in comparison to technical reports. Networking also got a very high score. How to market my technical skills, earn client trust, and build confidence. I like that grouping. That's great. We have a lot of people interested in US rules and regulations. And I think maybe that's very linked to understanding USAID opportunities. A little bit different, maybe number 5 is also linked with number 3. Then we have staying organized on tips on admin management, calculating time, where to find technical resources and tools, and data gathering comes in there as well. Do you want to show me what else is on the list and what? It doesn't quite seem like they're in number order. Maybe they are.
They are. It puts ties or close ties.
Okay, I see that. Very close ones are
Yeah.
sort of got
So
it.
yeah.
Okay. So folks, what this means is that I'm going to go and find the right kind of panelists and not participants, that's you guys, but the right kind of resources to address these issues. As we said, we're going to have 6 to 8 different sessions. We may cover in a session 2 or 3 topics. So hopefully we can get all of the ones that are a priority. We are going to do about 1 a month, maybe every 3 weeks, but that's why I say in 6 months, we can only manage about 6 to 8. And the first one will be in January. So the next thing we need to think about is the timing, right? When we're trying to cover a long, we've got people in Latin America and we have people in all the way through to the Middle East. So it's a long distance that we're trying to cover. I'd like everybody to vote now on the time slot that works best for them. You'll see that these times are in GMT. So that's, 0 o'clock. If you've got a world clock on your phone, you can usually find out very easily. If you go to world clock, it will tell you your location, like plus GMT2. So that means I know that, for example, if I'm in Cairo, I have to look at that time and add 2 hours. So that's why I picked this. I now need everyone to vote on the time slot that works best for you, because we know this is a challenge. And I think Karina, can they vote for 2 times? Can you make it so they vote for 2 times?
Oh, I can. Sorry.
I would like everybody, as soon as Karina says it's okay, to vote for 2 times, your preferred time and your second best time.
Okay, now they can. They might have to refresh, but they can now.
Okay. So we'll try to accommodate everyone, but it is a real challenge to accommodate everyone. So I realize we're at the beginning of some people's day and the end of other days. Again, while you're voting, you vote the same way as we just did. While you're voting, the next step for me is to take the results that you have told me and to pull together the sessions, bringing in the resources that you want so that we can have, for example, an HR person that explains when I see when I need a local consultant, what I do to get one is this, and it's really important that you have these elements. That would be just an example of something that we could do. And then you could pose questions to that person. So we have a session where you're talking to, for example, some people who are hiring managers. I realize that we don't have enough time to really talk this through the way I want to. So one more way, if you suffered in any way with our approaches today, one more way for you to tell us, things that are important for you is just sending us emails and saying, I couldn't use the AHA slides. I had this kind of problem. This is what is important, or this is what the time zone that I want is. Much easier if we can do it on AHA slides. So I'm hoping everybody can learn that. Thank you, Carlos. I apologize. I know we ran late. There will be a reflection survey coming out. After each session, we'll try to do a little bit of a reflection, just as cementing the learning. The one that's coming out now is really just for that first session. So I'll try to send out an email to wrap everybody up, because we took a bit longer than we intended to. For those who can stay on, thanks, Carlos, and we look forward to seeing you next time. For those who can stay on, do you have any questions?
Sorry, just one question. This is Zach. Is there any possibility for the people who cannot join to have a recording of this session, or that is not possible at this stage?
Absolutely. We have a recording, and we're happy to share it.
Amazing. Thank you so much,
We
Karri.
will try to do a recording for all of the sessions so that, if you get a work assignment, or, your current boss says, no, we have a standing meeting at that time, that you have the opportunity to still participate. However, of course, it's a little bit one-sided, right? You might have a really great question to ask one of the presenters, and you won't be able to if you're not there live. So that's why we're really trying to find a time that works for everyone. And it looks like at the moment, 11 to 3 is the best time for most people. So the likelihood is we will try to be putting sessions that are in that middle space for folks. Any other questions?
A question, please. So I hope you will share the slide to all, and that can permit us be able to read again for French, particularly for French speaker.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Corena, go ahead. I know you're going to tell him about the slides, where to find them.
Oh, no, just that we will download them as PDFs, and maybe, Karri, we can brainstorm about translation possibilities as well.
Sure. Sure.
Thanks.
Any other questions? Go ahead, Ken.
This is Ken. I wanted to find out, is it possible to have like a platform where we can have continuous communication besides these sessions, which we have to log in and all that. I think in other jurisdictions, people actually do WhatsApp groups. I don't know about the questions around privacy, or people will not want to do that because some people don't prefer to get into WhatsApp chats groups. But I'm just trying to figure out if we can find a way in which we can make it lively, engage each other constantly, share latest updates on the sector, and just keep the vibe going until up to the next session, so that we don't have this particular meeting and then the next time we'll see each other is in January. I think let's try and build a community of support. So I don't know whether we can be able to explore that.
Mohammed agrees with you. I agree with you. Karina, is there already something that's built into Save's kind of platforms, or should we pivot maybe to WhatsApp? I'm sort of inclined towards WhatsApp. Give me a thumbs up if you feel like WhatsApp is a way that would work for you to communicate. I also use Skype, but I recognize lots of people don't. So we've got at least 1 vote for WhatsApp, 2 votes with mine while I look for my reactions. Any other votes for, we've got Shem and Jawar. If, to address Ken's privacy question, if you would like to be part of the WhatsApp group, go ahead and put your phone number in the chat, your WhatsApp connection details in the chat right now, and we will get that chat set up before the next session.
And when we send out the survey for those that may have already jumped off, we'll also include that in that email as well to catch those folks.
Great. Any other questions? So people are putting their WhatsApp points into the chat. Any other questions? Or comments or things you want to share? All right.
Thanks, Karri. Thanks, Verena.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for your patience. We really ran over, and I do apologize for that. We'll try to consider how to make the expectations more in alignment with the reality next time.
Thank you a lot. And
Thank you so much. Have a lovely day, everyone.
Thanks,
next
everyone.
time.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
Lydia.
Bye-bye.
One more. To the next month.
Thank
Bye,
you,
and thanks,
Karri. Thank
Karina.
you all. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
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 Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.